The Kingsburg Historical Society was organized in 1969. The mission of the society, in part, is the accumulation, origination, and protection of historic materials, including especially those of Kingsburg and adjacent portions of Fresno, Tulare, and Kings counties. The Kingsburg Historical Park address is 2321 Sierra Street. The mailing address is P.O. Box 282, both in Kingsburg, California, 93631. The Historical Park visitor is given a Historical Park information and tour guide to assist the visitor while on a self-guided tour of the many park exhibits. Large group tours or park grounds, church and park hall rentals for social or business events may be arranged. For up-to-date information about the Historical Park, contact www.kingsburghistoricalpark.org. Built in 1913, it consists of 3 classrooms, each with a cloakroom, plus there are 2 smaller rooms and a large hallway. The building was purchased for $1 from the Clay Elementary School District and moved to the Historical Park in the summer of 1975. In this building, one will find many pictures of former Clay, Kingsburg Elementary, and Kingsburg High School students. The building also hosts a large variety of historical artifacts unique to Kingsburg's early history. The house was relocated to the Historical Park from its original downtown location. The 4-bedroom house with front and back porches was built in 1908 by Peter Olson with his family, its original occupiers. The decor and furnishings in the house now relate to the 1920s era. A family of 4 dressed in early day clothing is featured dining together over a Thanksgiving dinner. Many historic artifacts make up displays for the visitor to view. The house living room makes an ideal place for an historic in-home wedding scene. The Joe Ball family lived in the house for many years, hence the name Olson Ball House. Two-thirds of this building hosts displays related to the medical and dental profession. In the remaining third of the building is a pharmacy equipped with pharmaceutical equipment, supplies, and common items sold in drugstores during the first half of the 20th century. The 5,400 square foot hall was completed in 2013. It includes a kitchen, restrooms, storage room, and a covered outdoor patio area. The facility is available for small or large groups on an hourly rental basis for just about any meeting or social purpose. The indoor facility comes equipped with tables and chairs for seating up to 190 people. For up-to-date rental information related to the Park Hall, see the Kingsburg Historical Society website at www.kingsburghistoricalpark.org. There were many barns constructed in this fashion that were an integral part of the agricultural landscape in California. In the central part of the barn was stored the hay and other food supplies for the animals. Under the lower roofs, on either side of the central section, were the quarters for the animals. Generally, the horses were on one side and other farm animals on the other side, along with such supplies and equipment as appropriate. In rare instances, the animals resided together on one side and the farm family lived on the other side until a house for the family could be built. When the Kingsburg Del Monte Cannery closed down, the Historical Society was gifted with many cannery items of interest. This former shop building became the Del Monte Building to display specific artifacts from awnings to pictures and much more. There is a DVD showing the running of the cannery. The harvester came from what was South Lake Farms in the Tulare Lake Basin 56 miles southwest of Kingsburg to the Historical Park in 1983. It is the crown jewel of our farm equipment on display here at the Historical Park. This particular harvester was built between 1918 and 1922, pulled by a Caterpillar tractor, and was used through the 1966 grain harvest. This Kingsburg area in 1874 was known as Wheatville because of the large amount of grain produced here. Certainly machines of this type did a lot of wheat harvesting in Kingsburg's very early days, pulled by horses. In this building, the park visitor will view several early-day horse-drawn buggies, a 1924 truck, a one-row cotton picker, a large covered wagon, 3 vintage cars, and other large artifacts. Featured too in this building are the large centennial banners picturing Kingsburg people who were instrumental in promoting the growth of Kingsburg. These banners had lined the downtown Kingsburg streets during the city's centennial celebration in 2008. The service station is a work in progress. Several old gas pumps and oil drums are displayed. Inside the building are artifacts related to early day usage in a service station. There is more in this shed than old tractors. In addition to the tractors, one can view equipment used in the drying of peaches and the drying of grapes into raisins. Also a large old-time horse-drawn lumber wagon used to haul farm products to packing sheds. There are several other farm equipment antiques and a vintage vehicle on display as well. The Olson brothers' farm-related business was in Kingsburg from 1912 through 1976 and was the place for blacksmithing, securing farm equipment, and hardware supplies for farm needs. In the open-style building, many farm-related antiques are displayed with self-help reading materials naming and/or telling about the items being viewed. In the bottle shop of the Olson brothers display, there is a collection of antique bottles, miniature farm equipment, and a host of other small items of interest. This addition to the historical park was completed in the spring of 2013. Whether for musical events, weddings, or a speaker's platform, the usage possibilities are limitless. Here is a replica of the early day City of Kingsburg Fire Hall Hose Company No. 1 building. It houses a 1926 LaFrance fire truck and a more modern 1948 fire truck, plus a retired 1969 Cadillac ambulance. The visitor will also see old firefighting equipment and many fireman-related pictures, clothing, and small artifacts of interest. The Riffles have stocked this store with many of the old-time products and equipment from the late 1930s through the 1960s. Many of the artifacts one would have to see to believe they would actually be sold in such an early grocery store. The Hall of Fame showcases people of Kingsburg who have made specific and notable contributions. Highlighted are Harry Aslan, a farmer, fruit shipper, and Lions Club International president, as well as sports figures Jimmy Johnson, Rafer Johnson, and Monty Clark. Kingsburg's Junior and Senior Citizens of the Year are pictured and identified. Dr. Weston Anderson is recognized in the field of electronics as an early contributor in providing groundwork for the MRI machine. Bruce Thiessen is recognized for his year as the commander of the National American Legion. The former mayors of the city of Kingsburg are pictured as well. Greeting the visitor as one enters the Kingsburg Historical Park are the covered wagons put together by a local dairy farmer. One can relive as to how people traveled west during the United States westward movement. Around the park are 7 kiosks featuring 13 Kingsburg people who have made special contributions felt in Kingsburg, America, and around the world. The kiosk project artist was Maxine Olson. The building was erected in 1911 at 5681 Bangor Avenue, south of Kingsburg, California. It was donated by the Riverbend Church, a Christian congregation, to the Kingsburg Historical Society and arrived in the historical park on February 4, 2016. The building was refurbished and is currently the worship center for the Riverbend Church congregation, which meets here each Sunday morning. The church building can be rented for weddings and/or small group church meetings. See the webpage www.kingsburghistoricalpark.org for the church rental policy. A concrete driveway project was completed in March of 2017, featuring 63 diagonal parking spaces. There are several pole lights providing good lighting for parking at nighttime park events. Additional parking is available on the athletic field of the neighboring Kingsburg High School. A visitor to the Kingsburg Historical Park can go back in time with the viewing and reading about a rich past that has provided the groundwork to the future.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until then. Who cares about the clouds if we're together?